And we will start the discussion with the national news stories in Nation Watch. To discuss all the national news stories, we are joined by the Senior Associate Editor with the Hindustan Times, Mr. Shekhar Iyer. Welcome to the program, Mr. Iyer. Let's start the analysis with the Maoist attack that happened yesterday in Bihar. Three people have been dead in this incident. But at the same time, there are other stories today which says that probably the government is now also thinking of roping in the ex-brigadiers to help fight the Naxalites. This happens soon after the CM's meeting that took place around India's preparedness to deal with this menace. What would you like to say about these attacks which are now occurring? Because for some time it was seen that they had not been any attacks, and probably people were also mulling.
When there is a major political crisis brewing in Bihar, with Nitish Kumar about to decide, whether to stay on with the alliance with the BJP or to move away. There is a big political churning in Bihar. So at a time when you have this attack, and that too on a train, and the target doesn't seem to be anybody other than the passengers, and they have attacked, they have killed RPF Jawan, and they have snatched weapons. Obviously, its intention is to again send that message that they're suddenly active. And then we have a report, I think in Indian Express, which says that Home Ministry was not very particularly happy with the way Bihar government has been rather slowed down the security operation, again moving into those areas where planning strikes. Somehow the state administration seemed to be quite lax. So I think that there is a sense of political timing, because other states, particularly Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Andhra Pradesh was where they have always been active, but there also we didn't see any big strikes. So I think obviously that Maoists are also re-strategizing their approach, and they have taken the whole state government by surprise. That's the point we need to understand.
Okay. We were talking about Bihar since, there has been a lot of developments even taking place in the Nitish Kumar front. He has not really made his stand clear, but NDA would like to retain him. At the same time, there had been differences. It started with, of course, Mr. Narendra Modi's name being projected as the probable prime ministerial candidate. Now he was made the chairman of the poll panel. Now, as newspapers today are reporting that Nitish is also planning to be a part of a third front option, which whenever it comes, maybe Nitish would also join that group. What is the probability according to you?
Well, I think Nitish has made up his mind, and he is moving in that direction. And Modi becoming BJP campaign head was I think a good opportunity for him, because for various calculations he has realized that this is alliance with BJP particularly, which has helped him through the first 5 years. Then in this is a second term, and next elections are state elections are due in 2015, and we have seen that a lot of frictions between BJP and Janata Dal United. And Modi is a factor which is of a very recent origin, because earlier we had problems of many BJP leaders in Bihar feeling, that Nitish was having a big brother attitude, and that they need to address the relation between the two parties. At that time we saw, I think in the last a coalition, a subject there. Now this latest development in BJP, the decision to appoint him, has something, because first reactions of the Janata Dal United was that Modi has only become a campaign head. It's a party position. It's nothing to do with about NDA's campaign or about projecting the prime ministerial candidate. But nevertheless, I think for Nitish Kumar, after that by-election result in Maharajganj, this is his moment of reckoning. In the sense, he has to decide, constantly taunting him. You projected opposition to Modi because of the 2002 riots, but you are still with BJP, and that you are still close to the RSS. That kind of taunt has been forcing Nitish to relook at his social vote strategy, because his past success has been because he has managed to bring the upper class and the most backward classes, and as well as had the support of the minorities. This is a very unique combination which has worked for him. And his last success in the assembly elections was actually touted as the great story of development over caste politics in Bihar.
That's right.
But now things have apparently moved away from that scene, and the caste and community is back to being important determinants in the way the elections should be fought.
But you know, when it comes to the formation of Third Front, the Economic Times today in an analysis has written that the Third Front is tough and could not be probably an option for the left parties, because they had not been very satisfied with the experiment that was done in the past. But so is the case, but the case really differs in fact with some other parties. For example, AIADMK Chief J. Lalita has been kept, today the Hindustan Times itself has written about how J. Lalita is keeping her cards close to her chest. She is really staying away from any debate of some sort of alliance with the Third Front parties or whoever.
Mamata Banerjee.
True.
And we saw Prakash Karat's response today. And similarly, for Mamata Banerjee, a Third Front cannot have a left playing a bigger role.
Yes.
And this Mamata Banerjee's prominence in the new front is because we saw Nitish Kumar and Mamata opening talks on forming what is called a federal fund, and in which Naveen Patnaik has also chipped in. But that front is supposed to be discussing the special status issue, where they feel that states like Bihar, Orissa, Bengal, and I mean probably they can have a common cause and somehow try to influence the center to consider a special economic package, and also change the parameters currently that are made by the Planning Commission for assistance. So this is a different front, but the very talk of federal front has also brought in the Third Front. Now the left is very careful in this, because they have realized in the last elections there was some attempt to project a Third Front, but the very fact that the voters are little wary of this whole Third Front business, because we saw an experiment of the Third Front during between 96 and 98, when you had a small group being supported by the Congress, and they had to have two chief ministers. First it was I.K. Gujral, so first it was Devagowda, as well as it did in 2009. This talk has again come that these parties, perhaps those who are opposed to BJP,
they'll come together.
They will come together, and if the Congress doesn't have enough numbers on its own, would rather prefer to support
them.
An experiment like that, of a 96 kind of experiment, rather than allow BJP to exploit the situation and get some parties to support them.
The problem here is that